Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Aligned and Thriving for Teachers. I thought I'd do a bit of a reintroduction to myself this time because it's been a while. I've created a few episodes now, but hello, I am Mel. I'm a teacher. I'm a mum to some gorgeous twinnies. I'm a wife, and I'm just a lot of things really. But the whole reason I started a podcast was because my wonderful husband told me that I should start talking to people who actually wanted to listen. Yeah, that pretty well sums it up. But it did make sense because I really wanted an outlet, somewhere where I could share with others things that I wanted to know when I was starting teaching, and just being able to talk and share with you the stuff that is on my heart, and I know that some of you are thinking, but no one is saying. So I love that we can have this time together and that we can share these things. So let's get started into today's episode. And this one is a really good one, and I've had to work on this for a very long time myself. And it's talking about how to actually switch off after school. All right. So this gets thrown around a lot in teaching, and I've said it before, but set boundaries. Okay. I know you hear it all the time, but set boundaries. Protect your time and don't take work home. But here's the thing. No one actually teaches you how to do that or how to switch off, because switching off, it's not just about saying, oh, I'm not going to check my emails when I get home. Oh, yay me. No, it is about mentally and emotionally actually leaving school at school. And I'm going to be really honest, because this is something that, as I said, I've had to learn the hard way, and I don't want you to make the same mistakes. So the reality is you can leave the school grounds, but your brain is still replaying that conversation with a parent, the kid that you're still worried about, that lesson that maybe didn't go to plan, those 10 things you forgot to do. Maybe that's just me. So you're technically going home, but you're not really present. And that's the part that no one really talks about. So let's get one thing clear. You are allowed to stop. And I mean actually stop. You are allowed to not check your emails. You are allowed to not reply at night. You're allowed to have a life outside of teaching. And you don't need to feel guilty about it. And again, I've said this before. I had to learn these things. It's taken me years, but I've gotten to a point where I can accept those as truth. So my boundary that I put in place that actually works for me, and it may work for you, but I have a little clause in my boundary, and I just make it really clear. So if you really, really need me, you call or text. But if you email me, I will see that tomorrow during working hours, just full stop. I will only communicate during my own working hours too, but I also make that really clear with staff as to when I'm at work, I'm at work. So I get to work really early, around 7:30, 7:45, but I leave on time because I have a life outside of teaching, and I also have 2 kids that both play sport and have appointments and just real life. And once I leave those school gates, I switch off. I am in mum mode, I'm in wife mode, I'm in me mode. I am just done. So if it is utterly urgent, I know that someone's going to call me or they're going to text me, and then they'll see that I've had a response. Like, if you're going to call me, obviously if I don't answer, they leave a message and I get back to them, because you're able to tell me what it is you're actually wanting. But if you send me that email at 5 o'clock, good luck to you. That's all I'm going to say. And please don't be that person that titles your emails, oh, don't read this till tomorrow, and then send the email, because that just puts it in someone's head. And this I had to force myself and sit on my hands, because I'd be the person be like, oh, but now I know, and now I want to know what it says, because now you've intrigued me, oh, don't read till tomorrow. Oh, I better read it now. So just send the email if you have to get it off your chest, but do not expect that they're going to read it. It's their choice. It's their boundaries that they're putting in place. I have delay send on my emails sometimes too, because yes, I get up really early. We know this. I get up at 4:30, and sometimes I actually do need to organize things in my life. So I will probably get up, I do my gym, I've done my gratitude journaling, and I probably have 5-10 minutes where I'm like, oh, brain dump. I need to send these emails today, so I better send them now before I forget. Or I'll write a list of what I need to do. And I delay send them. Although this is just it's on topic but off topic at the same time. I did delay send an email we're in the process of renovating, and so we're talking about our kitchen. Okay. So I have delay sent an email to our joiner to say, oh, can we change one of these cupboards to a bin cupboard, right? BIN, bin cupboard. I typed so quickly that it wrote bun, BUN, bun cupboard. So I then get a response from the joiner saying, I have Googled this. I have talked to the other joiners. Do you mean like a bread cupboard? Or do you mean a broom cupboard? Like, we've tried really hard to work out what a bun cupboard is because we haven't really heard of that before. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Maybe I should proofread them before I click delay send. So then I had to reply and be like, no, that was me. It's a bin cupboard. I want a bin cupboard. Thankfully, they have a sense of humor and they wrote back, and sorry to any New Zealanders that are listening, but they're like, maybe if I had my NZ filter on, it would have made sense, bun cupboard. Ha, 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 ha. Anyway, so if you're going to delay send, don't do what I did and not check your spelling. Make sure you check all of that before you do that. But that is like a sum up of boundaries that I put in place so that I can actually switch off and do the things that I need to do. So I'll give you another real life example. So I don't even go to the hairdresser if they are like connected too much to the school, because I want to go to my appointments to actually enjoy my appointment. And the hairdresser I have now, I've had for years. And she sort of moved away for a bit and then she came back. And when she came back, I got to start going back to her again. And that's worked out really well because she knows my boundaries and she actually doesn't talk to me about certain things school. She'll talk to me about her kids and about other stuff and completely other random topics. And then when she goes, right, I'm going to let you color, set or whatever, that's my reading book time. And she does not interrupt that. She gives me my coffee and then she just leaves me be until we wash my hair and I get the extra long head massage because I love that. That is the only time, fun fact about me, the only time I actually let people touch my hair. I really struggle with people touching my hair, even my own child. Like, I have lost my mind at the amount of times when my daughter touches my hair and I'm like, oh, please don't touch mommy's hair. I don't know what it is, or whether it was years of like yanking knots out of my hair, but it has to be a hairdresser and it has to be for a certain reason as to why you're touching my hair. So there you go. So that's just one little boundary. Like, you might have a boundary around who you go to for certain things. And it's not because I don't like the person. It's just you need space. You need space from school. You're not there to be a teacher. You're not there to solve your kids' problems or be a tutor or anything like that. You're not a miss. You're not anything except just you in that moment. So you need places where you can go, where you can just be yourself. If that means that you need to go get a massage somewhere where they don't know you at all, you do that because you need to just be yourself. You're not there to be a teacher and to solve their teaching related woes. So that's one thing. Another thing that's changed everything for me, and I said about delay sending emails, but just make sure that you check your spelling and all of those things. And I'm not going to be the person who's going to interrupt someone else's boundaries. That shift alone for me was a bit of a game changer, that if I have these boundaries, I want other people to respect them. I'm also going to respect their boundaries. But that doesn't mean, if you understand what I'm trying to say, is in the reverse of if they're messaging me every night at 5, 6, 7 o'clock at night and I don't reply and they're getting annoyed, I just reiterate, I'm sorry, but between those times, I'm a mum and I'm not doing schoolwork then. So if you really need something, you need to email me before 5 o'clock and you need to talk to me at school about it. And I'm just open and honest now. That's taken years. It's taken a long time for me to develop a backbone. Finally got one, but yeah. So let's get practical because we all love strategies that you can just, bang, 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 put them in place and actually get somewhere. So I know you don't want to just listen to me. You want something actually tactical. Tactical? That is not the word. That is not the word. Wow, my words aren't wording. You want something tangible. Is that what I mean? I think that's what I mean. Something that you can actually go and work on and do. Anyway, so number one, you're going to set boundaries early and say them out loud to yourself. You need to set them in stone. Don't just say them in your head. Tell your team, tell the people that you work with what are the hours that you work in? Okay. If that means 8:15 when you get to work and 3:30, well, they're your working hours. When you're going to respond to emails, you can tell them when that's going to be. For me, 7:45, maybe up to 5 p.m. depending on the day. Certainly not a Friday, and certainly not weekends. And make sure if people are pushing on your boundaries that you gently guide them back to what your actual boundaries are. And people will start to follow what you are consistently allowing them to do. So if you start to consistently allow them to send you an email at 7 o'clock and you're replying, you're setting an expectation that that's what's going to happen. So don't do that. Don't make that mistake. Again, learn from my mistakes because I had to do that. Number 2, create yourself what I like to call a switch off routine. This is huge. You need something that tells your brain work is done. So for me, as I leave school, I take a breath. I then get in the car. I put some music on and I shift the vibe. Most of the time I have my kids with me. So the kids and I will talk about our day. We'll talk about the good things. We'll get it all sorted. Then we start to switch it and change into home mode. So we start talking about what are we going to do when we get home? What are our jobs that we need to get done before we can relax and rest and recharge? So then by the time we get home, we've already started that transition. And then they know, they get out, we unpack, we get changed. I love to just get changed into, I'd like to say daggy clothes, but it's like more comfortable clothing. I have friends that go straight into their PJs. Like, I just like to get rid of the day. So I have work clothes and I have home clothes, and I get into my home clothes. If you've ever seen Leno and Woodley, and they actually go and do a thing about home clothes, that is me. That is 110% me. I am that person. So if you rock up to my house and I don't know that you're coming, I'm going to be in a massive oversized daggy jumper and track pants and probably my Ugg boots depending on the weather, or it'll be socks and slides, because that's me. I'm comfortable, I'm happy, and I'm already very happily married, and my husband loves me and knows that this is what I do. So I'm actually not trying to impress anyone. I'm done. I am done with my day. I'm done with that. So that is what I do. And then we're in full home mode. So that's how we roll. We have a basically get home, get unpacked, get in home mode routine. And then that's obviously, of course, on the nights that we don't have sport, because sometimes we have sport. But it's the same routine when we get home. We unpack, we get into home mode, and that's it. So number 3, give your brain the permission to actually switch off. You don't need to be productive all night. And for me, sometimes this means just completely vegging out. Like, we do the after school chaos. Then once the kids are in bed, this is like my window between 5 and 7:30 now, their bedtime is. So between that time, like, we are in parent sport rush. Everyone de-stress, get ready for bed, do all of those things. And at 7:30, that's when I flick over to like wife mode. We have tea late. Yes, because I feed my kids first because I want them to get in, get showered, get ready for bed. And then I actually sit down to relax and eat my tea. On weekends, we eat together. But on weeknights, when things are really hectic, like, we might have one kid that's at gymnastics till 8 o'clock and the other one that's at hockey or whatever. So we're eating at different times. So for my husband and I, it's just easier if when they've gone to bed, then we sit down to have tea. And then we have time for us and have that little window of time where we might watch an episode of whatever we're watching. And then we probably go to bed. So that's just what we do. And that's enough. That is giving my brain permission to start switching off. Then this leads into my next one, which is number 4, which is to have a proper wind down routine at nighttime. Now, it's not just a nice idea. This is backed by science, okay? Your brain needs cues that it is time to go to sleep. So if you're scrolling and replying to emails and thinking about work, your brain's gone back and switched back on. For me, I need to turn it off, and my routine is like skincare. So I will double cleanse. So that's washing your face. Then I do my skincare routine. We don't have any bright lights on. I only have a lamp on in the bedroom. We then have this whole routine with the dog. It's hilarious. the dog, Nyla, bless her heart, she's just turned 2. You would have seen my post about her birthday. But our gorgeous girl, she has a routine. She's crate trained, but she will not go to bed unless she has said good night to my husband. So when I'm doing my skincare routine, the dog actually comes in and sits on our bed and gets her pats. So she's getting her pat. I get ready for bed. And then when I'm finished getting ready with my routine, I then pick the dog up and then I take her to her crate and put her to bed, and then I go to bed. It's all part of the routine. The dog knows, like, that's it. And then I go back in and I go back to bed. Now I sleep now, which is hilarious, just makes the attractiveness of me just, I'm just a 10 out of 10. Ha, ha, ha. Confidence plus. No. So bedtime, I now have this amazing looking eye mask that has speakers built into it. So my husband can't actually hear what I'm listening to. Excuse me while I yawn. Goodness. I'm talking about sleep. I made myself sleepy. No, I've got my eye mask on and I've got my speakers and I listen to subliminals. So it might be a de-stress one. It might be a calming one. It might just be beach noises or white noise. But I can hear it and it's quite comfortable, but he can't hear it. So it's not disturbing him and his sleep. And I can sleep quite comfortably with it on. Sometimes I wake up and take it off. Other nights I've woken up and it's still on my face and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a blackout. No, my eye mask is still on my face. But it's got a timer and everything built in. So I just put it on for an hour. And usually in that time I have drifted off to sleep. And that has really helped my signals to my brain to tell me that it is time to go to sleep. So I don't scroll on my phone in bed. I don't do anything like that. That is my proper wind down routine at night. And that's my signal that we are done for the day. Number 5, another tip for you. This is to brain dump everything. It's simple, but it's so powerful. Because if your mind is racing, you've got to get it out. And I actually have a little diary where I get everything down. It's got 2 sides. One side's for home and the other side is for work. Oh my goodness, excuse me. Here I go again. Sorry. And one side's for work. So on the home side, I will get out, and it's just like dot points. I'll write down anything I need to remember. And then on the work stuff, I'll write down stuff on that side. And then it's just out of my head. And that is a go-to as well at any time during the afternoon. If there's something that just pops up, I'm like, quick, just go write it down. And then it's gone. Because once it's down, like, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It is out of your head. It's on paper. It's parked. Okay. So you can park it. I know my mum actually used to do this when I was growing up. She had a notepad and pen beside the bed because sometimes she would wake up in a panic in the middle of the night and be like, oh my goodness, I didn't do X, Y, Z. So then she started going to bed with that beside her and would write it down. And then it would be out of her head and she could go back to sleep. So this is kind of from mum and lots of other people. If you've heard of Steph Pays and her planners, she actually has a planner. And so does the Habit Tracker. That's another one. They've got the planner with a brain dump section and then how to organize your thoughts and that type of stuff. So they're not new ideas. They're shared by lots of people, but it works. You just need to get it out and park it and come back to it tomorrow. So there you go. There's some little hits. Oh my goodness me. Let's take a breath. Hints, tips, and tricks for you to help you learn to actually switch off. It looks different for everyone. And maybe for you, it looks completely different. It might be that you need to scroll for 20 minutes when you get home to just decompress. You might need to watch some reality TV. You might need to zone out to something. Pre my husband, I was the home and away child. So I would like get home, do all the things, and then I would completely zone out to home and away. And then I was good. My husband is not a fan. So I've had to like change to other things, but that's okay. We compromise. It might be that you go for a walk, get out of the house, get some exercise, get your steps done. It might be that you just need to sit in silence. I know after being in a very hectic work environment where kids can be really loud, sometimes you just need that moment of peace and silence. Sometimes I do actually do that too because I've got the sauna now. And I'll actually tell the kids, I just need 20 minutes in the sauna and they will just give me peace. So, yep, probably having technology time themselves, but it gives me 20 minutes and then I come out a better person. So you do what works for you. There is no perfect way. The goal is that you leave work and you actually feel like you have left work. You know, our job is not like so many others. It is so different, so vast, and the expectations that we have put on ourselves and that we have from other people, it doesn't happen in any other profession. It is not expected. Like, people would get paid to reply to an email after hours. We don't get that. So please do not think that that is the expectation you have to set. That's why I'm trying to say it's okay, and you need to switch yourself off and feel like you've actually left work. So if you've loved this episode, please make sure you give it give me a follow so you get future episode notifications. Subscribe to the channel, all of the things. A review that helps get the podcast out there, because all I want is for more people to hear this message. I want to know from you too. How do you switch off from school? Have you got any words of advice? What is one of these things that you could try this week? Because you deserve a life outside the classroom, not just physically, mentally too. You deserve it. So if no one told you today, remember, you are doing an amazing job. You are loved and you are important. You need to hear that today. And I hope you have the best night, evening, day, whatever it is that you are up to. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye, my loves.